Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today is Friday's the day of the week. We turn to the BonBon buddies over on Patreon and say, hey guys, vote us in a map. And they've gone with this one. A creator we've reviewed just twice in the past, episode 1297, they got a solid and respectable pass mark, 9 stars. And in episode 1406, the very first review of 2022, they got a very, very solid 12 stars. That's proper improvement, that, and it's good to see. Today's map is just brilliant. Has one or two minor grumbles, but they're more technical than normal. They are more technical. The quality of map making is going up and up and up. But yeah, a lot of you are going to love this one. I promise you, a lot of you are going to love it. And if you're going to love something, there's really one thing you could do in advance, isn't there? You know what that is. That's right, clicking the like button really does support the channel and the map. If you go over to the workshop page and like it up there as well. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Rockshore Coast by Snoozby. Snoozby, you've cracked it. You still haven't cracked thumbnail, so loading screen thumbnail taken by night. Okay, your start square looks like that. We got a little bit of pre-built roads in there, but nothing that can't be easily demolished, and it's all dirt tracks anyway, so you'll want to upgrade it. So what the hell, it just looks good. Terrain heights look good as well. We'll talk about that as we get on, though. The resources are pretty strong. We've got ore down in the deserty area, and a bit of offshore oil. And if you got outside the harbour and you want to do some fishing, your fishing map looks like that. Not the most awe-inspiring, but it's still good, isn't it? It's all good. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, no DLC is required today. Nicely written short description. We'll be using the biomes theme and the biomes Luts eventually. I'll talk about that in a moment. It's another oopsie, but not one that's really going to upset anybody today, I feel. We do have a one-click collection that will include a few trees, and it's a good mix of trees. And I've got to say that apart from one little minor grumble, which we'll get to in the second half of the show, I think Snoozby has done an outstanding job with the trees today. So, okay, down to ground level. Now, when I say eventually with the biomes Lut, I didn't realise this. Do you know what? I'm just getting old. I am getting old. Right. I was still at the moment. You're looking at the photorealistic final Lut from Reaper. I forgot to switch it over, but I did notice before doing the second half of the flyover, so I switched it over. Actually, personally, I prefer this Lut. So if anything, I feel that I'm making the map look a little bit better. Not that it doesn't look good anyway, but you'll be able to make up your own opinion in the second half of the show when we switch over to the biomes Lut. Regardless, it's a very nice map aesthetically. It has it's kind of a fantastical map because there's no way you're going to find an emulsion filled the river. I've got to say the river's texture with the biomes, just I don't know, kind of like semi-fluorescent, but that's a minor grumble on the thing. Generally though, the map has got a really good feel to it. They've gone with this is a biomes theme, and so I'm going to include all of the biomes, and they've made it work very well indeed. Now I do have first of all, talking point on the highway. The highway we're looking at the map, obviously got traffic running on it. It's got traffic running on it because I had to start building a city to make sure it was properly connected, because I had no traffic in either direction on the highway. And so yes, I just I popped a few buildings down, got it started, and yeah, it's been running fine since. So if you find that you've got no traffic on the highway when you start off, don't worry, it will get to you. It actually will take a little while to get to you, because we are taking the quickest route down to Start Square down here. Now Start Square intersection is basically this, and I feel that is just a little bit awkward, just a little bit, and of course it only connects in the one direction there, but it's just a little bit. I can see there being possibly a little bit of traffic issues at that point. So if you're playing the 9 or 25 tile game where you're buying the tiles, playing the proper way of playing Cities Skylines, you might possibly have a little bit of backlog traffic that you can't get to for a while. Having said that, I would suggest this is the sort of map where you are going to unlock everything. Preferably, I would suggest with the 81 tile mod, for reasons that we'll get to in the second half of the show. It's not essential. It's not essential. The map is going to be playable, but it's going to be a little bit awkward if you're doing the proper purchase tile style game. Again, I'll show that a little bit later on. Heading down into Start Square territory now. So yeah, you have to take the long drive from the highway down this national road into the valley and a bit of a peninsula down here, and of course these pre-laid road little bits and pieces. It's there just for aesthetics, really, isn't it? It's not an issue. Anyway, buying tiles in each direction is going to be a bit awkward. So you're kind of going to only be buying in that direction if you're doing the buying tiles game. And down this way isn't really the easiest. So for me, that's the big downfall on the map. Well, the gameplay downfall of the map is just how the tiles interlock with each other if you're doing that style of game. The other big downfall on the map for me, and this isn't even in the map build at all, really. Well, it is. It isn't, but it is. Makes some sense, BonBon. Okay, let's head down to the coast. And we're going to jump on the National Road. National Road runs along the length of the coast. Right, so the map is called Rockshore Coast. And I'll show you the rocky shore as we get to the second half of the show, because that's what we do. And have a look at how close we are. Again, I'll show you this as we get to the second half of the show as well. Have a look at how close we are. We're out of the 25 tiles here. So if you're playing without the 81 tile mod and you're excited by a Rockshore coast, you're not actually going to have access to the coast. Oh, bridge. Nicely done bridge here. I mean, everything on the map's nicely done. I shouldn't even really hover. I'm not even going to hover. I'm going to keep flying. Everything is very nice. Wait till you start seeing the way that the biomes have been done. It's very, very solid, good work. And the way it's all been crammed in without it feeling crammed in. That's the other thing. We've got a very limited build. It's a big build space, but to have all these different biomes, sometimes when people have tried this, it just feels a bit cramped. And this map just feels, I mean, it works. It just works. It really does. Anyway, let's head off to the edge of the map and jump onto some rail, because there's some rail over here. I chose my route special because I knew there'd be some rail. Here it is, over here. Right back at where we started over here. And instead of going along the highways, we will jump onto the rail. The rail is good as well. There's just good solid standards across the entire map. There's no jinky jankies, there's no blue mantle, there's no technical grubbins to moan about. As I said at the beginning, this is a different level of technicality. And for me, the technicality on today's map is, if you're doing the buying tile game, how you break out of the start square. You've kind of only got one option, and it isn't really ideal. And getting access to all the different biome areas, etc., when you're playing that 9 tile style game, well, you're not really going to get access to them. And you're not going to get access to the Rocky Shore coast, because it's out of the 25 tiles. So that's where the technicalities are on this map. Oh, elevated through the water area. I mean, this is just all good work. This is just all... It's an amazing map. it's an amazing map. I'm absolutely adoring it, and I mean, you can see Snoozby, you can see their work. Even that 9-star map, 1297. Even there, you can see that they were going to come good, and they have absolutely come good. Also, come to a stop here with the rail, just short of a bridge to take you over to the start square, which is pretty reasonable, I feel.
Have you never quite worked out how to use Ploppable Rico? And what the heck is Ploppable Rico anyway? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Ploppable Rico by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
And so back to Rockshore Coast and the shipping routes. And shipping routes are going to be fine. Again, not awe-inspiring, but they are fine. You've got this one, you've got the shipping triangles there, and goes up through the middle of here and heads up into the potential harbour areas. We've got the Crossroads, which is very nicely done with the shipping triangles as well. This comes all the way up to this area here, which is... Oh, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Yeah, it stops about there. And then we have another one that goes upstream even further, this way. And that dead ends up here somewhere. There you go, about there. And then, of course, you can head off towards the edge of the map, back the way we came, down this way. It's solid, let's say, not awe-inspiring. It's just solid shipping routes with no complaints at all. Water flow in the start square. Well, there's not really any water flow, but look, we've got a little bit of water here. So we could draw the fresh water from there, and then we could pump the sewage into the other access, which is down here. Again, that is very good design. Snoozby, take another little bow. Very impressed. And the overall design, I just really like it. Assuming the 81 tile mod, you have got all of this area down here to build on, which just looks very nice indeed. And then we have got the areas that you're going to expand into. So there's your start square there. So you'll be building up and in between the mountains if you're doing that sort of style of play. And we've just got so many really interesting parts of the map. Like, have a look down here at the beaches. The beaches are stunning. I mean, really very nice beach work here. I mean, I don't know how I guess we have got this mountain. There's a couple of other rocky outcrops as well. So we do have some rocks on the shore, and they look really fun. Apart from one little thing we'll get to that I'm personally I don't like, but you can tell me how wrong I am, because you always do. Again, nice beaches. It's very long and straight and just very buildable. Loving all of that. And then if we pull the camera back, I'll show you how the layout with this 25 tile issue. So there's roughly where your 25 tiles is. So all of your shore along here you don't have access to. Also the desert area you'd have very limited access to. And also the mountains you'd have very limited access to. So there's those little things to talk about. But anyway, let's talk about some good stuff. I'm loving the shapes of, well, all of the terrain. Like these little rocky islands in the bay there that you're probably just going to build around, which, why not? And again, the Rocky Mountains in this area, it's not believable in any way, but it's fantastical in a totally believable way. Like the wetlands here. I mean, they are very nicely, consistently done. Nothing to grumble about with them. You might say, but where's the realism? Where's the water coming from? And the answer is, well, here and here. I mean, geologically, I don't buy into them, but they work so well in the context of the map that I really don't care a jot. Anyway, then we head over this way. We've got a little buildable area here if you want to come up that way. Then we have got some very good looking mountains with the snow, of course. Not snowfall, but snow, and the river. The river. It's got this kind of like pearlescent paint kind of look to it. It's not my personal taste, but there's going to be a lot of people out there who do like it and will tell me that actually snowy mountain rivers look exactly like this. And what do I know? And you're right. you're right, I don't know everything. I'm just telling you it from my viewpoint, which is why we show the cinematics, etc., so that you can make your own personal opinions. Oh, by the way, we are now on the BonBonB Luts. Don't know if you noticed the difference from earlier. It's subtle, a little bit wispier, I feel. Anyway, down here we have, this is your ore, and it's been done as desert. And again, look at the tree work. Look at how the plateaus are done. We've got these little canyons. This is all very nice indeed. I've got a minor grumble, and it is a very minor aesthetic grumble, and I don't suppose there's anything Snoozby could do about it, really. You'll see a little bit of fertile or green, there we go, just green glitching along the edges of the ridges there. Let me show you. Along there. It's just one of those game glitches thing. I'm sure that doesn't appear for Snoozby, and it does appear for, yeah, you can't, it'll always be a little bit different for everybody. That's the thing with these things. It's never exactly the same. It should be, but it never is. Just the way that it is. Anyway, back around here, we've got plenty more buildable space as well. It's just really very nice work indeed. Now, here's my big grumble, and that's these trees plopped on the top of the pointy mountains. You can see how that doesn't quite join up with the roots with the mountain. And for me, these just look a bit tufty. I would rather, I mean, I don't mind a few trees on the tops of mountains, but I would have gone with something a bit smaller, like a bushy type thing. I mean, just look out from here, down here, you can see how they're just like jutting out into the skyline, and it just doesn't work for me on all of these pointy bits. It's been very well done. I can't grumble with the quality. I just personally don't like the aesthetic myself. But again, everybody's allowed their own opinion, and that's why we have the comments. Please use the comments. Anyway, back to the start square, which can only mean we've got an asset pack of the day, and it's the third and final one of the Casas, Coloniales, Latinas set that were, where are we, 3 in the top 20 on the chart show last week. This set is by PeterBar, and I'll do factoids because factoids, well, we got a chance. Snoozby we're talking about today, aren't we? So let's do one about dreaming. 12% of people dream entirely in black and white. Before colour television was introduced, only 15% of people dreamt in colour. Older people dream in black and white much more often than younger people. Perhaps we can't afford the licence. I don't know. Do you guys have colour TV licenses and black and white TV licenses where you are, or is it just a UK thing? I do not know. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a UK thing, having to pay for permission to watch colour television. Used to have a cheaper licence if you're watching in black and white. Anyway, do have just a not even a grumble, but a little thing that PeterBar might want to have a look at. You may have noticed it on the fly around. We had one on Monday's show where you can see a little bit of, I'm calling it room mantle, because it's just the inside of a building. But PeterBar's one, it's so subtle, it's so tiny. Pete, if you're watching this, PeterBar, have a little look at the top of this door. You can just see through and see grass through it, yeah? Never mind. Casas, Coloniales, Latinas, pack number 3 by PeterBar. But honestly, Peter, it's amazing work. You guys are doing an amazing job. And if I've helped you just improve things like 0.1%, I'm happy with that. Anyway, your chance to vote on today's map, please do. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, I mean, it's really nice. It is very, very... I'm loving the design. I'm loving the way the whole thing comes together. I have a little grumble about the trees on the top of the mountains that just don't work for me. So I'm going to go for a very high 4 stars. Detailing, Unfortunately, the aesthetic issue is also a detailing issue, and I can't honestly give 5 stars for detailing when virtually every mountain has got tufts of trees on the top that just really distract from the entire map for me. So I'm going to match the aesthetic score with a very high 4 stars. Gameplay potential, everything that I discussed earlier, I think I've got to go for 4 stars because it's very playable. I want to play it. I think a lot of you will want to play it, but it won't suit for everybody, and so therefore I'm going to go for a lowish 4 stars. I'm definitely going for the BonBonB seal of approval because I totally approve of this. Honestly, Snoozby, if you keep producing maps like this, you are going to be one of the most beloved map makers on the workshop. I'm not just saying this. I think you are going to have a lot of fans from maps like that. So please, 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 please keep going. Well, I'm going to shake a leg. And you can join the 20 and out elite by shaking a leg too, or at least using the words of the day into the comments. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day, and I'll see you very, very soon.